Well, we're on a bye week, and went out last night, had a good practice. We are using the bye week to work on getting everybody back healthy and feeling full speed and ready to go a week from Saturday. We also use a bye week to make sure you're where you need to be academically and get everything set and ready to go for the last 3-week run. So I think our players have done a nice job of it.
All right, for questions, use the raise hand function, and we'll begin with Mike Griffith of the AJC.
Hey, Coach, appreciate you doing the call. I want to ask about Mississippi State. We asked Kirby Smart this week to compare Mississippi State to Tennessee, and we know that Jeff has worked with Josh Heupel before. And are those offenses similar, and how would they be different, having seen both of those teams this season?
Well, the thing that makes them similar is the formations that they get into and the wide splits that they take. Both teams do things a little bit different, with the talent that they have, and I think that's what makes both places good on offense is they know how to use the talent that's on their team.
And then as far as Mississippi State goes, the record is the record, for teams, but in this SEC, it seems like several teams are 3 or 4 plays away from 3 or 4 more wins. What has made their offense so explosive or dynamic and just in terms of their talent? How does that measure up to some of the teams you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they have good talent. I think they do a good job of using it. And their quarterbacks played well.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Next will be Andrew Hutchison of the Best of Arkansas Sports.
Hey, Coach, I know you were pretty frustrated after the game with some of the calls. I'm just curious if you maybe sent in any of those calls to the SEC, and if so, kind of what have you heard back on that front?
Yeah, we send information in every week, and certainly did after that game. And they give you a report back. Some they agree with, some they don't agree with, some you don't understand. But we're also not really supposed to share it with the press on what exactly they say and which ones they agreed with and didn't agree with.
I know that kind of answers my next question. I wanted to ask specifically about the call where CJ was penalized for running back on the field. It seemed like he was already on the field for that play. Are you able to comment on kind of what the call was there on that after the 2-point conversion?
When you watch the video, CJ was already on the field.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Next will be Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Yeah, good morning, Bobby. I was wondering how Talon and Jordan Young and Charlie Collins have looked and what you might project for them for next week.
Yeah, but I think I know who you're asking about. Talon practiced last night, did a good job. He's feeling good. He still has to do a good job this week of being in the training room and getting treatment and getting back to 100%. But I'm very encouraged that he will, much more than I was after the game. Charlie Collins has some work to do. He won't practice this week, but we do have an outside chance of having him available and ready to go next week. And who was the other one that you asked about?
Jordan Young.
Jordan, yeah, I think Jordan has also a guy that we've got some rehab to get done and do this week, but we are encouraged that we'll have him available next week also.
And then when you were head coach here before, you had a 13-7 record in one-score games, I'm pretty sure. But lately, Arkansas hasn't done well in those. What are the characteristics a team needs to have to succeed when it's a one-score game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty loaded question. I think that, this season that we've been right there and haven't been able to get it done in the fourth quarter, been able to make the plays under pressure in all 3 phases that has hurt us with our ability to win in the fourth quarter. That's when you got to be able to make those plays.
Next will be Matt Byrne of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Yeah, good morning, Bobby.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, just to follow up on what Hutch was asking. So it is confirmed that CJ was the player flagged for that?
That's who they said the penalty was on, number 3. That's the only thing I know about that. And then when you watch the video, it was a 2-point play. We were in ace personnel. He's our starting Z receiver, and he was on the field.
And I know you can't comment on the report that you get back, but maybe what was your, plea to the refs, I guess, or, your explanation for the refs, or maybe why that shouldn't have been called?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what you're asking. I just, we send the videos in, they give us a report back, and then it doesn't really go any much further than that.
Next will be Daniel Shee of Razorbacks on SI.
Yeah, good morning, Coach. I'm wondering how the 2 offensive linemen that missed the game against Mississippi State, how they're doing and their outlook for the next 2 weeks.
Well, we've got a chance to have them back for next week's game. They were out there in a limited capacity last night, but did get to practice and get some work in. Hopefully tonight they'll get more reps in and more work in and just progress and be ready to go next week.
And then, both Arkansas and LSU and a lot of the other SEC schools are, undergoing quite a lot of changes at the coaching position. Just maybe, what are some of the biggest things that you've seen change in the landscape of coaching in college football, and kind of how some of these decisions are made since you maybe last were at Arkansas, 12 years ago?
Yeah, I think that, with the increase in the pressure to win, the pressure to go to the playoffs, that people are pulling the string and firing coaches in the middle of the season. And that certainly is something that's different than throughout most of my career.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Next we have Steve Moulton, WZZN.
Coach, hope you're doing well today, sir.
How you doing, Steve?
I'm good, Coach. Appreciate the time as always. So, given this situation with officiating and should there be more transparency, you think, between the fans, Coach? You be allowed to talk about these calls more openly, Coach?
Yeah, that's not probably my decision to make. Obviously, from a coach's aspect, you always are concerned about it and worry about it. And when you don't win, there's a place to go to place the blame. But we had plenty of opportunity to win that game, and we just didn't get it done.
Down the stretch here, how are you taking out this bye week? How is it different? I know from earlier in the year. How is it different from the earlier bye week, Coach?
Just a little bit different as far as what we're doing in physical contact. First about the physical contact, we felt like that was something that we had to get to and work on and getting better. We're using this one a little bit different as far as trying to get guys healthy and get the little bumps and bruises healed up and be ready to go full speed and normal practice on Sunday night and next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That's going to be all for today, Coach. Thank you.